Hey everyone, how are you? Good to see you all. If you missed last night's impromptu morning show, I'm very sorry, but it is now disappeared. It has gone into the underworld, and the ether uh, is sort of mysteriously disappeared. I don't know why. It just does these sort of things. It is it is gone. But we had a lot of fun last night. We sort of just hung out, talked like random true crime for a few hours, and just talked absolute crap for about 2.5 hours, which for me it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it because it was nice not to have something that was so scripted for once, which we've had to do a lot of recently due to the trial. And I'm sorry about my squeaky seat. I think I'm gonna end up having to get it. Look how bad my cat's made this. Look, this is what my cats did to my chair. Look at this. They've taken all the coating off, even on the arms here. They've taken all. There's no coating left on this. So, and people were saying it's squeaky. So I'm gonna. Yeah, it is. It's a little squeaky. So yeah, every time I move, it squeaks. So we're gonna have to might have to go chair shopping soon for a new chair for so people can't hear it squeak on on the live show anymore. I'm sorry about that. I never even picked up on it until someone said it. I was like, wait, you can hear the chair? I was like, oh, okay. So not concentrated on that. Gayla says I'm watching and was close to the end. It just disappeared. It just disappeared. Isn't that weird? Just magically went away. I don't know how that happens. Good to see you. Put a blanket on the back. I've not heard it. All right, good. Let's hope not. They are designers. That's right. This is vintage. This is vintage. You can't pay for stuff like this. It's it's good to see. Yeah, I don't know how they did this, but climbing the chair and clawing it, they tried to get onto the top, and they're mental, both of them. It's good to see everyone. How are you? Sean's here. Retired Iran. Laura T is here. Gayla's here. Marlene Clausen. Marjorie's here. Upside Down. It's good to see a lot of you people that I haven't been able to talk to for a while. Lynn D's here. Who else do we have? Siana. Hey, Siana. Good to see you. My friend, Mr. Dan Yee, who I haven't seen in a while. That's good. Rachel. Wait, did I miss someone? I missed Julie. Julie Miller's here. Oh my God. How could I miss Julie? That's very mean of me. We have some updates. So, and I hope you like the new thumbnail too. So we have a new thumbnail art for the channel, which I made myself for the first time ever. I did the logo. The new logo was me, and the new thumbnail layout I did as well. So this wasn't not this time, but Reby did the Aaron Patterson podcast thumbnail. But this new one, this one that you see, that's me. I did this one, and so it looks a little better than what we used to use. I was getting a little tired of how basic it looked, and now we have this will be our new style for the Late Late Show. So when we do the Late Late Show, you'll get that thumbnail with different photos and different people and stuff like that. So the after we finish with the Aaron Patterson trial, one of the things I wanted to go do was I wanted to go to this particular trial. Well, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. So this was originally delayed back in, I think it was Feb or late Feb, early March, something like that, just before the trial of Aaron. And it got pushed back till June, which it is now June. There was a hearing yesterday, Friday, and it got pushed back again. So they did appear in court yesterday, but they asked for another adjournment to this case. So I can't remember what the first one was for, the legal argument of why. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to report it, but there was a pushback or a delay earlier this year, and now there is a second delay. And I've seen a few articles out. Here's another one. Fresh heartbreak for friends and family of teen Isla Bell after she was allegedly murdered and her body was found in a fridge at a tip or rubbish dump 6 weeks later. Apparently, her supporters wore orange ribbons in court as the accused killer, one of them, Seeks adjournment. The other one is an accessory to the fact or to the crime. Yeah, so that's Isla there. The reason they use the orange is because that's her, her hair color and favorite color represents her. I think it's a great idea. If I go to this trial, I will wear something orange in support of the family. I'm always victim first, 100%. I have their backs 1,000% every day. I don't give a stuff about the people that are sitting in front of the thing. Don't care. I care about the people who are no longer with us, and that's Isla. She was killed in a horrific death, and I'll read you some of those details in a minute. And her body was desecrated, taken and put into a fridge. That fridge was sealed with like saran wrap and tape, and then carted around the southeast of Melbourne for several weeks, dumping it in different places while her body degraded and decomposed inside of it, to the point that when they put it in front of someone's particular property, that person, which I have questions about this and I would like to know more about this particular incident because I have a lot of concerns. Someone found the fridge, thought it smelt bad, so they opened it, took all this tape off and whatever else was covering it, opened it, thought it was a dead animal inside, picked up that trash bag and put it into a garbage bin where her body was taken to a tip or rubbish dump. They end up recovering her remains um, from that rubbish dump. But I have questions about that. It's not my first instinct to go and open something I find on the side of the road because it smells bad, and then touch something that smells terrible and put it into a bin. I have questions surrounding this, and I will know more when we actually get to the trial. But I have so many questions about that particular bit. It's like, well, why did you do that? How did that happen? Why didn't you call anyone? Like, if I smelled something that smelled like a dead body, I would be calling the cops. Okay, I'd be like, I'm gonna call 000 and be like, hey, this might be a dead kangaroo, or it could be something else, but you need to come here and open it, not me. I don't want to touch it. That's your job. Bring forensics and a coroner, things like that, gloves, Tyvek suit, whatever. I'm not doing it. So I have many questions about why did this particular thing happen, and here. Let me bring up some of the details of what actually happened to her. So they're saying the accused is accused of murdering the Brunswick teen on October 7th, 2024, at his apartment, which was in St Kilda East, and they're saying that his buddy, I can never pronounce his name, I think it's Isla, is charged with helping him hide her body. So why he's charged with helping her hide her body? He's the one who brought the fridge and then tried to tell police that he didn't know anything about it and that he was just helping a buddy out with the fridge. That would make perfect sense if, when you were interviewed by the cops, you didn't leave straight away and then go and dump some of her items in a bin while the police were following you. Very clever. Very clever. I'm very proud of how intellectual you are. I am very proud. I'll give you a certificate, like a little certificate. It'll say my first accessory to a crime charge. I'll give you a sticker, little dinosaur sticker. Be great. I'm inclined to be wondering, how come we keep reading stories about people who seem to do the craziest stuff after they commit a crime? Like the guy we read about last night. That show's no longer there, but we read about a guy who they believe it was a road rage incident in January. Somewhere on that road, he pulled out a firearm and shot a guy in another car. And they didn't know who it was for a while, so it took about 5 months for them to figure it out. They raided the guy's home. He still had the murder weapon. It was still in his home. It's like, yes, 5 months have passed, they are never gonna get me. And so they raided his home and they're like, "Hey, this gun matches the bullet we found in that dude's head." Isn't that the first thing you get rid of, is the murder weapon? Like, where I think we need to send people back to murder school because people don't seem to understand. You can't if you commit this crime, you're gonna have to get rid of the evidence at some point or before the cops find you. So and, being being interviewed via police, and then as soon as you get let out, you're like, "Oh, I better dump her bag in a bin." Yeah, I that would have been great like a week ago, not when cops know who you are. When cops know who you are and they think you're involved in a murder, they're going to be following you. So this was I don't get it. Jonna says sickos. They always seem to keep going back. It's a must thing. Yeah, I agree. They need to watch more Ping shows. That's right. I mean, I'm not trying to give anyone an instruction manual, but it drives me crazy when you hear this kind of stuff. So after he was interviewed, so this is the accessory to the crime. This is his buddy, the one who brought the fridge. I ain't gonna try to pronounce his name because I can't do it. But after being interviewed via police, and the police lobbed these softball questions at him. I'm sure the entire we'll find out at trial probably that this entire thing was a setup. You know, they call it like catch and release. So they pulled him in, gave him this softball interview, and then let him go. And they followed him, and they picked up everything. Like he dumped her belongings in a bin. Then he tried to book a ticket to Bulgaria, and as soon as he did that, the cops picked him up again and charged him. And you wonder why you get charges. You do things like that. Retirement says, "Can you teach us? Ping can teach us to be better criminals." I ain't teaching anyone anything. I'm just pointing out mistakes. I ain't teaching anyone to commit any crimes, but I will point out people's mistakes, even though it is a little bit Monday morning quarterbacking. But I wonder if you had time to move a fridge for 3 weeks around southeast of Melbourne, you had time to get rid of evidence before then. So why did you still have things that belonged to her for that long? Like, I'm thankful because they caught them, but at the same time, I just go, what's going through these people's heads? They're like, yes, I'm going to keep some items that belong to the murder victim. I think that's a great idea, like a trophy, like a serial killer. Uh, my first trophy apparently. But look, these two have been remanded into custody and they will face trial and I will be there. I will be there. As soon as we get a trial date, I will be contacting my contacts at the Supreme Court media team because this is currently in the magistrates court. It'll get kicked up to the Supreme Court at some point, most likely, because it is one of them's a murder charge, the other one is accessory. I will be going without a shadow of a doubt. I will be there for that entire trial. Um, no ifs, buts, or coconuts. I will be there. I want to support her family and I want to do the correct reporting of the case so that I can give you guys and the public the correct details about what these two have done. And yeah, another ping trial. Unfortunately, I believe it'll be 2026. I don't believe it'll be this year. Now that we've had this another adjournment, it's going to push us back into later in the. There's no way it'll get booked into committal this year. Not a chance. Because there's still processes to go. They've got to go up to another court, then you've got to have hearings and pre-trial, and it's probably going to, if I had to guess, could be late 2026. We're talking like September to November 2026. So next year. But I will be there, I promise. I will. This is very much like Aaron Patterson. I will be there. Sorry, my throat's still playing up from the cold last night. Yeah, I will be there for all of you, and we will get all of the court stuff for it. Marlene said these are not the sharpest tools in the shed. Does not seem so. All right, I want to take you to what actually. There's a photo of one of them. Who's this? El. All right, that's him. That's his buddy, Marat. This is Marat right here. It's a big photo. Hold on, maybe I can make that smaller. Hey, cats. Oi! Muffin, leave her alone, you jerk. There's a photo of him. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's not what I want. All right. Yeah, sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, let me take you to an older article where we can talk about it. So they're saying here, this is the remand summary back when they were arrested and appeared in court. They say here, it is alleged just after midnight on October 7 in 2024. Yes. October 7, 2024, Isla sent a Snapchat post to a friend saying she had found the best Russian sugar daddy who was lavishing her with gifts and had saved her from sex traffickers. Police say the messages abruptly stopped soon after and that Miss Bell was killed. At 12:43 a.m., CCTV cameras captured what appeared to be a fight through a gap through the front kitchen window of his apartment. Investigators observed what appeared to be Bell's head whipping around as if she had been struck. She falls to the ground. The accused can then be seen striking her on the ground of the kitchen. What appears to be Bell's head can be seen rising up before being pushed back down by his arm. Over the next few days, the accused can be seen engaging in extensive cleaning of his apartment, and that a fridge was moved into and then out of the apartment over the following week. That fridge was allegedly taken to a house in Hampton, where a neighbor reported to police that a foul smell was attracting flies. Investigators allege the fridge was moved to other locations around Melbourne. That neighbor's a good person. They called the cops. Good work to them, but they moved it. On November 18, a man found the fridge and removed plastic wrapping from it. A bag fell out of the fridge, and the man threw it in a residential rubbish bin, believing it was animal remains. They say here the man then left that fridge on a Bentley street, and it was located by police on November 19. Miss Bell's remains were then found at a rubbish dump in Dandenong. Yeah, I have many questions about the person who opened that, took all the wrapping off, opened it up, and was like, "Yes, I would like to touch whatever is in this fridge. It is attracting flies and smells like decomp, but yes, I would like to stick my hand in here and remove whatever it is." I question some people's mental makeup when they have to do things like that. Ping's on at midnight again. Nice to see you all. Great to be back at our normal time for once. As the Aaron Patterson trial comes to an end, you can expect that we go back to doing this type of thing every day again. I don't expect to be back at a trial anytime soon, but I hope to have another one for 2024. I'm still searching through my options of what cases are coming up, what things might be something I can report on. I'm still looking at my options of what's left for 2024, and I'm sure we'll find something. But the two that I wanted to do, unfortunately, got moved to next year. So next year will be a busy year. We'll have Samantha Murphy early in the year, around the same time as Aaron Patterson was this year. I expect that to be a long trial as well. Probably very similar time frame, probably 6 to 8 weeks. And then we'll have this one, the trial for the murder of Isla Bell. That will probably be late 2026, could even be 2027, maybe, but I would hope not, because I know her family would like to hurry up. They want this process done, and these delays are starting to upset them. They're like, why is this taking so long? Justice is sort of a slow process, and they sort of want it to hurry up. These delays and stuff like that are starting to grind, I think. So 2024. Yeah, sorry. No, 2024 is when this happened. Sorry. This crime happened last year. So it was late 2024. So last year, That's when Isla was killed. If I said 2024 in relation to the court days, sorry. I mean 2025. What's left for 2025? Um, I will look and see what we have options for, but right now I haven't seen anything that I'm particularly compelled by, but we'll see. There's probably 50 cases between now and December, so we'll see. But yeah, you hear these details, right? I want to know more about this CCTV camera. What kind of CCTV camera can look through someone's front kitchen window and appear to capture what appears to be a murder? I'm so fascinated by that too. I really want to find out more details about these high definition CCTV cameras that can apparently see into your lounge room and kitchen to a point where you can see someone uh, brutalize a woman and kill her. I'm very interested about that. Yeah, I know. You guys gotta understand, my head's just full of trial stuff right and other things right now. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to figure it all out on the fly. But yeah, I think I got stuck in 2024 because this is from 2024. But no, I mean 2025. So we'll see what the options are. I don't know right now. I've had a look at a few different cases that are coming up on the docket, but nothing that I really want to get out of bed for in the morning and trek to the courthouse right now. Nothing that I'm really that interested in. Pan tilt. That's what this is. This thing. This is a PTZ camera. Here. I'm not going to move it too much because I got crap everywhere. But see, there you go. See, can move a little bit this way, a little bit this way. This is a pan and tilt. There you go. Ping has a PTZ camera. There you go. You can tease me about getting the date wrong. That's all right. I was listening back to my trial information the other night, and I got something wrong. We're talking about the cross examination, and I kept getting because normally when you do a prosecution case, it's a prosecution, then the defense is cross examination, and then the prosecution re-examines. But when you flip it around and the defense calls their witnesses, it goes the other way. So it's defense is the original examination, then it is a prosecution who does the cross examination, and then the re-examination is done by the defense. And I was so tired, and I was like, it's the defense and the prosecutor. I was getting mixed up. I think I did quantify it at the end, but for about two times I got it the wrong way around. But that's okay. Look at that disco mic. This is not the new one. The new one got delayed. Unfortunately, the new microphone that I bought got delayed in shipping. It was supposed to be here Friday and it didn't arrive. It's going to be here Monday now, I think. No, this is not the new one. This is the old one. This is the one we're getting rid of. We're actually getting rid of this microphone. This one is going away. Hold on. What's it called? HyperX. The new one's even more rainbow. The new one looks like I don't know what you guys would call this, like a lollipop or something. Like it's crazy. I love it. Ping likes bright colors. There you go. That's the new one we're getting. And this one has the volume on the front instead of this one. This one has it in the bottom here. This thing right here is the volume. And it's a pain in the ass. If you kind of rub your sort of arm against it, it turns the volume up and down. So a few times where we've had the volume cut out, people have said, why is the volume cutting out? And it's because I've rubbed my arm underneath there and it's a pain in the butt. But this one has it on the side and it lights up so you can actually see where your volume's at. So it's got some improvements over this one. So that's our new microphone. It should be here on Monday or something. So in the last month, we've got a new camera, new microphone, and we've updated all the branding on the channel too. Thumbnails, icons, emails, Twitters, Facebooks, everything. So we've done a lot of work over the last month to improve the channel for everyone. Sounds spoiled to me. Who spoiled me? I'm not spoiled. Julie says, "Hey, the mushroom." Oh, really? I mean, that's that's not good. Sean said Zoom might be a little limited compared to the 2500 ones you need for looking into Windows. Sean, send me some details about that, please. I really want to know about how this works because I want to know what kind of cameras these are. Because have you ever watched like those true crime shows and they're like, next on America's Most Wanted, and then they're like, we have exclusive CCTV footage of who we believe might be the killer, and they show you this footage, and you're like, is that a Yeti? Is that an alien? Could that be, you know, Jimmy Hoffa? Like, who is this? And it's just pixels on the screen, and you're like, this looks like Pac-Man from the 80s. What's going on? So I want to know more about these cameras that don't look like when people try to take photos of UFOs. Have you ever noticed that? They're like, we have new exclusive video of UFO. It's going to blow the world's mind. And it looks like the most blurry photo. And you're like, what do you mean blurry? We're all carrying around like 4K cameras and stuff in our phones, and you can't take a normal photo of anything. Not aliens, not Yetis or Bigfoot, not UFOs. Sort of the same with true crime. They're always like, here's some CCTV of a hooded figure. This might be the killer. And you're like, this looks like black and white, and it looks like it was taken in 1979, not 2024. So I'm interested to hear about these cameras that can see into people's lounge rooms and witness a murder. I would like to know this. The UFOs are moving. Who said they're moving? Who said? I didn't say that. I just said that they're UFOs. Why did you see one? Was it moving? Did you take a photo? You have to tell me about it. Sean said Bosch, PTZs, Hikvision, Sony, Panasonic all do PTZs, but they usually aren't installed in homes. Send me some details after. I want to know. Upside Down says, so true. The apps and the hard wiring can't keep up. They can't. So yeah, I'm interested to know. Peeping Tom is required too. Yeah, you did. You didn't get a notification. Jonas said it's worth covering the trial just for that. Okay. Let's see. All it takes is a new mic. Yeah. So we're gonna have a new microphone. What? All it takes is a new mic to become spoiled. I'm not spoiled. I don't think I've upgraded any of my gear in since I started. I think we had an original microphone. We replaced this one when it broke with the same model, and then this is the second one I think, or third, second or third, I can't remember. We had the same camera, which was just a really basic. This thing. Oh, it's not. Must be still plugged in. This thing. This was our first camera that we did all the live shows on. This was the new one. So we broke one, or the cats broke one, and then we replaced it. Look, it even still has the sticky stuff on it. And then I replaced it with this one, which is an OBS Bot 2, like really advanced, one of the best streaming cameras. Besides getting like a DSLR or something, this is like one of the best ones you can buy. So we won't be upgrading from this one anytime soon. So yeah, there you go. No, video reel's all right. Video, it's fine. You don't have to censor anyone. It's all good. Video reel says, "Oh my ping level, please." Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, guys. We're chilling out tonight. It's not an Aaron Patterson show, okay? It's okay. People can say whatever they want. Like during Aaron Patterson, yeah, it's more strict on the moderating, but late night show, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. All right. I want to talk more about Isla because this case is very important to Ping. I feel the same type of attachment to this case as I did to the Aaron Patterson one. That's why I'm so invested in going to this trial when I can, hopefully if we make it to trial. But because this happened in my area where I live, I feel obligated to provide some coverage on it when it makes it to that point. But so there was a hearing on Friday, and they appeared before the court on Friday along with the co-accused, and they had been charged. The co-accused been charged with assisting an offender with murder. Makes sense? And they're saying here, but family and friends who attended that court while wearing orange, ribbons, other things to represent Isla. They said they heard the case will be delayed after one of them requested an adjournment to secure additional cash to fund his defense. It's disappointing. Disappointing. They're saying the other guy who's on bail was late to join the online court link as Miss Bell's supporter waited for the matter to proceed. How do you get late to your own court day? That's like getting fired on your day off. How does that work? Like, it's not like courts are random times. They're like, please be here from 9:30 in the morning. And if you're on bail, like, where did you go? Did you get a haircut before court? Did you go get a beer? You're like, oh, court's taking a while this morning. I'm going to go get a beer. I'll be back before the judge mentions my case. Like, I want to know how that works. How are you late to your own hearing? I find that interesting. Police released court documents outlining the harrowing final moments of Miss Bell's life. We read some of those before. And they're saying here, security cameras recorded Miss Bell entering the St Kilda East apartment at 9:27 p.m. on October 5th, but she never left alive, according to police. Homicide squad detectives allege CCTV footage from outside the apartment complex showed the accused attacking Miss Bell. So these are the two of them up here, by the way. This is Marat here. He's been charged with Miss Bell's murder, as it says in the title here. This is his buddy. This is the one that brought the fridge. So he's the one who got the phone call, and his friend's like, "Oh, I need a fridge," and he's like, "All right, I could organize a several $100 item for you, no problem. Why do you need a fridge? Oh, my fridge died. Do you want me to help you with that? I can help you bring it into the apartment or something." No, just leave it outside my house and I'll swap it over. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? How often do you get called up and be like, I need you to drop off a fridge at my house, but I don't need you to ask any questions. I need you to just leave it outside. It's like a drug dealer. It's like you're getting like drugs delivered to your home. Just leave it in the letterbox and no one will ever know there is cash under the letters in the letterbox for you. It's almost like that. It's almost like fridge drop off. There's a lot here that doesn't seem right. So the story about how they knew Isla is a little odd. I'm not even sure I'm 100% across it. But apparently, she was beaten to death. He beat the living crap out of her, apparently. Yeah, let me see if I can find like an old news article. It's been a while since I've covered it as well, but yeah, let's go to the ABC, and this might have a few more bits of information for us.
She was a lover of animals and a loyal friend who hoped to one day be a marine biologist.
Isla was a beautiful, kind, honest, courageous person.
Everything about her just radiated light.
But that dream has been taken away. 53-year-old Murat Garnier from St Kilda has been charged with Isla Bell's murder, and 57-year-old Eyal Yaffe charged with assisting an offender with murder. Isla, then 19, was last seen leaving her home in Brunswick at the start of October. Police have previously said her phone went inactive about 2 days later. About 2 weeks after that, on Isla's 20th birthday, Her heartbroken mother begged for her safe return.
My heart just aches.
Then police raided properties in Bentley East and Mulgrave yesterday before the horrific discovery overnight. In court documents, police allege she was murdered on October 7.
It's been a really difficult time, and the news that we've heard has been devastating.
Mr. Garniev's court appearance was over in minutes, with no details of the allegations against him before he was remanded in custody. But his lawyer told the court Mr. Garniev had gone 2 days without taking prescribed methadone, a medication used to treat opioid dependence. He'll return to court in March. Jessie Thompson, ABC News.
Court documents about this case were released late today, and our court reporter Christian Silver joins us now. Christian, what further details do the documents contain?
Well, Tamara, the Melbourne Magistrates Court has just released some of the key allegations in this case, and the details are confronting. Police say Isla Bell met up with the accused killer Murat Ganiev at his St Kilda apartment on the evening of October 5. They allege she was bashed to death 2 days later in Ganyev's kitchen, and the entire incident was captured on security cameras. According to police, Ganiev was seen cleaning his apartment over the next 2 days, and a fridge was taken from the apartment by the other co-accused in this case, Eyal Yaffe. Police say Isla Bell's body was in that fridge, and over the following weeks, the fridge was moved around Melbourne and dumped on the side of the road. Yesterday, police found the fridge in Bentley and then say they located Isla Bell's remains at a Dandenong tip. According to the police documents, Ganiev admitted to police that he was involved in moving the body out of his house, but insisted he did not kill Isla Bell.
Sorry, do you think that makes it any better? So you admit that you helped move her body, but you're like, that's all right, right? Like, we're allowed to do that. Like, that's some, I should be let off. No. Do you think that makes her family feel any better that you were part of the process to desecrate her remains? Because that's what it is. They wouldn't have been able to say goodbye to her because of what you did to her body. There would be no open casket funeral for her because of how advanced the state of decomposition was on her remains because of what you did to them. So you deprived a family, even after your buddy killed her, or allegedly. You then helped to make sure that that family could never see that girl ever again. And you somehow think with those comments that that makes it okay. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. It's ridiculous. Like booking a ticket to Bulgaria after being interviewed via police and dumping items that Isla owned after being interviewed via police. It's despicable, really is. And no, there's no excuse at all. The dumping of her items and then booking the ticket to Bulgaria, it to me it shows being complicit within the co-offending. So, and by the way, as soon as we're done with this, as soon as this gets into like pre-trial, we can no longer talk about this anymore. So this will be like our one sort of chance to sort of comment on this. And as soon as it probably goes into that pre-trial for the allegations, we're probably going to get shut down. And especially if we want to cover it, it's going to be very similar to Aaron Patterson, where there's a wall. And as soon as that wall gets put up, it's like, that's it until the end of the trial. So it's going to be very similar with this one, I think. But right now, I can tell you what I want to tell you. So that's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that's how I feel about it. So hold on. Yeah, I always find it interesting when these killers try to rationalize their abuse of victims or the acts that they've done by like, I only helped move a body. What do you mean you only helped move a body? That's a sentence that should never come out of your mouth. Ever. You should never have that conversation with a police officer. So what is this like, I only moved a body? It's not like it's a Sunday afternoon thing. You're like, yes, on Sunday afternoon, my buddy called and said he needs help moving a body, like as if you're just moving house or something. Like, oh, John called up. He's got to move apartment for like the third time this year. Keeps calling me to help him move every weekend. And it's not like that. It's not like you get 5 calls a year to go and move a body. Like, there's one thing to be loyal to your friends. It's another thing to be complicit within a crime. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry. It makes me very mad. Makes me mad. And it makes me upset that her family feels annoyed that this process is dragging on now. After they already had a bit of a delayment until June, they all rock up in June, and now they're told there's going to be another adjournment. And I get people have legal rights, which they do, but I can understand the family's frustration as well. They just want this process done. They're living in this nightmare since last year, and by continually postponing it, it's dragging that out because they're going to have to go through a long trial too. Unless one of these jokers pleads guilty, we're going to have to go through a trial process too, which is long, tedious, drawn out, and it's going to be, another thing they have to go through to make sure that their daughter, sister, friend, girlfriend, whatever, is represented in the correct way. And I'm sure that's the way they see it, is that they are honoring her legacy and who she was by making that effort and making sure they're there. But it's just another thing that they have to go through consistently. It's like re-victimization. So yeah, it's nice to see everyone. It's nice to see everyone. Yeah, don't get sick, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, this will be another large media trial in Melbourne when it happens. It's sort of snuck under the radar for a little bit. The media was quite large when this all happened late last year, but it sort of quietened down. The last two hearings have not been like widespread covered. It has, but not like, it wasn't like hyper, it's like some of the other cases. But I believe when we actually get a committal, it'll go bananas, because there's a lot of people that in Melbourne that are sick of people being, especially women being killed by strange. Did someone leave a strange comment? Wow. Do you know what they get from ping? It's just the double middle finger. I don't care. Rachel said, "Will this trial be in Melbourne?" Should be. Yes, this one should be in the Melbourne Supreme Court by the time it gets there in 2026 or 7. Yeah, but there's a long history of violent crimes against women in Melbourne. I'm sure there is in other cities too, but Melbourne's had a really bad run. Like, they've had a really bunch of bad stories. Jill Meagher. There was another girl who was attacked and killed while she was coming home from work a couple of years ago. Now you have Isla Bell. There's been quite a few. So there's been a lot of violence against women in Melbourne. Probably more that I can't remember. Like, there's been heaps. And I think, I'll tell you one thing. So what was it? 10, 15 years ago, there was a march for Jill Meagher. I went to that march. I was there that day in Brunswick. And it was a really powerful moment for Melbourne. It was a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life that came together to sort of stand against violence against women at the time. And I think a lot of us hoped that would be a turning point for Melbourne, and it really wasn't. I don't think Melbourne's changed at all. I don't think there's been a decrease in anything. If anything, there's been an increase in these type of crimes or attacks or whatever. I don't think it's decreased at all. And that makes me quite sad because it felt like such a unified moment for Melbourne and all the people here to do that. Hold on, let me find the photo of it. If you can find young Ping in the photo, I will be impressed, but I'm there somewhere. So if you can find young Ping who doesn't have a beard and doesn't have long hair, I will be very impressed. There you go. You can see the amount of people that came out for this at the time, and I've never seen anything like it in Melbourne. I've lived here 20 years, and this was amazing. It was one of the most amazing moments of unity for the city, and I think it showed that people had had enough. And it breaks my heart that it's 2025, more than a decade later, and we're still dealing with this type of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's been a reduction. I believe that it's maybe the statistics bear out that, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's increasing, that these attacks, violent attacks against women, are becoming more of an everyday occurrence. So. Julie Miller says, I escaped from Adrian Bailey in 2001. He abducted me. Is that true? Are you part of his original charges in Geelong? Because he had original sets of charges before he changed his name in Geelong. And then when he came to Melbourne and killed Jill Meagher, there was something with parole. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I covered that case. Something to do with his parole and that he changed his name and that no one was quite aware that he was in Melbourne when he should have been in Geelong. And late one night, yeah, attacked and killed Jill Meagher. So you guys don't know the story about Jill Meagher? Really? I thought you guys would know about this. Hold on. This was a huge story. What year was this? 2012. 2012. So 13 years ago. 13. Wow. It doesn't even seem like. It just seems like, yesterday for me. Here, let me take you back to an ABC video from what date is this? Yeah, 12 years ago. All right, here you go.
Update on Jill Maher's disappearance now. We're joined by Lisa Maksimovic, who's outside the shop where that CCTV footage was taken early on Saturday morning. Lisa, good morning to you. Police poring over that video this morning to try to find any clues to Jill's disappearance.
That's right, Michael, and it will help retrace her final steps. And just to illustrate what we know of her final movements, we know that she crossed the road after leaving bar etiquette with her friends. She walked north on Sydney Road until she got to this store, a bridal boutique store, and CCTV footage captured her at this point being approached by a man. They spoke for about 40 to 45 seconds, which police said seemed casual by appearance, that possibly they didn't know each other and were engaging in casual conversation. She continued to walk past the store after speaking to him for 40 to 45 seconds and stopped here, got out her phone, seemed to be fumbling around with it, and police say she might have then been speaking to her brother in Perth. But once she took her final steps past the boutique store, she's not been seen since, and police are hoping that this CCTV footage and people coming forward, perhaps as eyewitnesses, will help piece together her last movements.
And that CCTV footage, which we've all seen, Lisa, has led police to concentrate much greater on their suspicion that she may.
Doubling, he's described CCTV footage. He's described as being in around his 30s, but there's quite good vision there, and police are hoping that anyone who knows him or the man himself will come forward. They say because of this CCTV footage, they're moving more and more towards the likelihood that she was abducted. Now, that only increases fears that she's met with foul play, having now not been seen for 6 days.
So when this footage came out back then, it was probably one of the first moments where I remember social media becoming really a big part of like true crime, especially in Australia. This thing exploded. I've never seen Twitter, especially in Australia, just light up, and everyone was scouring this footage, trying to figure out, like, rewind and zoom in and trying to figure out who this guy was. It would be a few days after this that we find out that they had arrested Adrian Bailey, and then we find out that he dumped her body like an hour outside of Melbourne, and that he had R-worded and murdered her. Unfortunately, yeah, he is an absolute brute, and I am glad that he most likely will never see the light of this. Wait, is he still alive? Hold on. Is he still alive? That's what I like. I like when I have to go, are they still alive? And you go, I haven't heard from them in years. That's what you need when you get these type of people. You're like, wait, I'm not sure if they're alive or not. That's perfect, because that means you haven't heard from their freaking asses for years. Good. Don't want to hear from them for years. But yeah, he can rot in jail as far as I'm concerned. What one is it? I don't know what she's talking about. The YouTube video is what? Well, if you want to email it to me, I'll play it. But other than that, I'm not sure what you're talking about. He is alive. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Anita Cobby. Anita Cobby's a good one, but it's way before my time. Way, way, way before Ping was anything to do with true crime or crime cases. Anything to do with anything. Anita Cobby was 1980 something, 1980, 1990. It's a very, very old case. And I grew up in Sydney, so I remember this. I remember it being talked about a lot. 1986. So Anita Cobby was a pretty bad one too. It's just before my time, so I don't have any memories of the coverage or what happened or anything like that. I'm too young. I'm too youthful. No, I was born in the early 80s, so I was only a few years old when Anita was killed. But I have seen the documentaries on it. But her death was absolutely brutal, atrocious. Probably one of the most violent crimes ever in Australia to happen to it's the things you hear in that documentary. I think it's Australian Crime Stories. Crime something. Australian Crime. It was a very good series that ran in the early 2000s. And one of the first episodes they did in season 1 is on Anita Cobby. And it's a brilliant episode. It's really good TV if you've never seen it. But I can't remember what Australian crime. Australian Crime Stories. Yeah, it might be Australian Crime. Yeah, ACS, Australian Crime Stories. No, Crime Investigation Australia. Maybe. Let me see. There's a couple. I think it's CIA. Need a copy. Yes, it might be. My chair. I'm gonna kill it. It keeps squeaking. Yeah. Okay. Season 1, episode 8, and it's the Anita Cobby murder, and it's Crime Investigation Australia. It's a really good episode on it, and it details what happened to Anita. You hear, so these guys in a car abducted this nurse, Anita Cobby. She was walking home. They took her out to a field, basically gang R-worded her, and then slit her throat and let her just die in the field. Just left her body there like she was trash. And these guys ran away like the cockroaches they were and tried to scatter and hide and conceal their involvement in her death. And yeah, watch that episode. It is very, very. It's on YouTube. I'm sure of it. Right next to Eastern Creek Raceway. Yeah, out in the west. Yep. Yeah, it's a good episode if you've never seen it. But yeah, just some examples of violent crimes that have happened to women. This one, Jill Meagher, was Melbourne. Anita Cobby was Sydney in the 80s. This one was in the 2012, or it's been a long time. I can't believe how long it's been. 2012. I cannot believe how fast that has gone. I really can't. That felt like yesterday. I was watching coverage. It just like that gone. Whatever it is, 13 years. Boom. And we're here now. That's crazy. Hey. Hey, Chipmunk. Everyone keeps trying to abduct you. It's crazy. The violence against women is insane. It's really, and we have to stand against it. I'm thoroughly of the opinion that it's not alpha. It's not cool to beat on women. It's not. It actually makes you less of a man if you do this. In my opinion, in Ping's personal opinion, makes you, if you have to commit violent crimes against women, it makes you less of a man, because you have to pick on someone that you know you have control over. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, pick on someone your own size. If you want to go fight another guy or something, great. At least it's a fair fight. I don't see, you're just victimizing people to victimize someone because you can, and you know that you can overpower them. So. Sorry. All right. Yeah. Just, I think we need to push back against that notion that it's some sort of, alpha male type thing to beat on women, because, those bitches should be put back in their place or something. Like, ridiculous. It's stupid to me. I don't really understand that at all. I think women should be treated with respect, and I'm not of the opinion that we should be putting them on a pedestal and upholding them through society either. But I think treating them as we treat like other men. We should treat other women with respect as equals. That's it. That's how it should be. Chipmunk says, "Oh, he was having a manic episode at the time. Crazy." Hold on, guys. Hold on. Mrs. Ping is messaging me. You're right. Something about Melbourne. There's been a few over the years. All right, we've got other things I want to catch up on. So that was that one on Isla Belle. Unfortunately, a very sad update to that court case, getting pushed back so long. Did we get a date of when it's supposed to come back? Let me check my links. Did they say when they're due back in court? So one of them, when they were arrested, that's Yaffe. He was allegedly found with methamphetamine and $6,000 in cash on him when he was arrested for his involvement in the death of Isla Belle. Let's see here. I never understood this, right? They say here, in my view, the prosecution have not established that Mr. Yaffe is an unacceptable risk. What? You mean like buying a ticket to Bulgaria the day after being interviewed via police? Sounds pretty risky to me. Are they giving us a date, or it hasn't been booked in yet? Doesn't sound like they're giving us a date. Odd. Normally they like to book it in straight away. Okay, that's weird. Criminal mention. Oh, so that was both men have been remanded for a committal mention on July 18 and a 4-day or committal hearing beginning on September 22nd. Oh, okay, that. I thought it was going to get pushed out till it may still get pushed out. So they're going to have a 4-day committal hearing. Committal mention July 18, a 4-day committal hearing on September 22. I will try to go to these if I can. Let me write these down, and I'll contact the magistrate's court and see if I can get in to go. I mean, it's open court. I should be allowed to, but just let me see if I can make arrangements to be there. And then, so once it gets a committal, it should go. I'm thinking it should get kicked up to the Supreme Court, because most murder charges, most of the high-profile ones get heard in the Supreme Court. We'll see. It could go to county or something. I don't think so, but we'll see what happens at the committal mentions. Videoriel said, why... My case has been fine now. Hey, Jetty Star. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, so July. You guys are going to have to wait till July 18th to find out anything else on this. And then September 22nd, there's that 4-day hearing. So I'd like to be there. The one in July is probably going to be pretty quiet. I reckon it's probably only going to be could be half an hour, 20 minutes. It's not going to be very long. I wouldn't think. It'll probably be one of those quick sort of court days where it's like half an hour or something like that. I don't believe it's going to be a long one. And then that one in September, that 4-day one, that'll be very in depth. When you get a 4-day committal hearing, there's a reason for that. So I will try and be there. I think I'd be fine. I can go, and I'll try keep out of the way of the family. That's all I care about. I don't want to piss them off. I want to cover it correctly, but I don't want to upset them either. I don't want to. I'm on their side. I want to make sure that this is done properly. Kathy Lynch says we need women to do a better job at selecting men. I like to blame the people who do the crimes. So yes, there's some like reoccurring like there's some psychology there where women who are being abused often then go back and choose other abusive partners, and it's like cycles in that way. That's not their fault though. I like to blame the person who abused them, not the person who is victimized. So that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. I don't ask people to agree. I'm just giving you my thoughts on it. Gayla said, I told my daughter to not even take a man shouting at her. Well, I shout at Mrs. Ping all the time, like every day. I'm always like, Mrs. Ping, what are you doing? That's just how we talk. We talk like Italians. I'm sure our neighbors hate it. They're always like, why are they yelling? But we don't yell to be mean. We just yell to yell. Yeah. Oh, who messes with me? No one messes with me. It's fine, buddy. I'd beat their face in if they tried to mess with me. Profile said you should hear my family. Yeah. Francesca says I'm Italian. I get it. Yeah, we just yell just to yell. Like the whole family's loud. And we go to lunches, and you should hear like I'm sure other tables are like, God, they're embarrassing. Why are they here? Like, we just yell about the most crazy stuff, and it's not anger. It's just everyone's trying to get their word in. Everyone's trying to have their say, and we just yell about everything. So yeah, so we do that at home too. Oh, screams nasty things. Yeah, depends what it is. Date night, maybe, but any other day, maybe not. Chipmunk says, I met a guy who I really liked. We were right at the line of possibly becoming a couple. Aw. His mum called me and he swore at me and screamed at me. I told him bye. Good work. Good work. Although, I don't know, Ping swears every 2 seconds when I'm not on a live stream. Yeah, that's right. Like Alex Cox. No, that's not a good joke. Can I be on? You're not blocked. You're in the chat. I haven't even asked them about it, Joe. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me ask. I will not tell you what they say, but I'll tell you if it's a possibility or not. That's what I will tell you. Yeah. There you go. I asked them about it, but I have no control over their chat. I mean, it's their channel. They'll do what they want, but I'll see if it's a possibility. But I don't know. We'll see what they say. Yeah. Hold on. Like, obviously, I don't tell you what our personal conversations are, but I'll at least find out if it's something like they meant to do it or they didn't mean to do it. If they didn't mean to do it, we'll fix it. If they meant to do it, well, you're out of luck. I can't help you anymore. Okay. Think you're out of luck. Okay. No, I can't help you. Sorry, bud. I can't help you. So, sounds like you're not going back. Taz says another of abuse doesn't involve violence or yelling. Control, right? We've talked about control or coercive control before. Gayla says nobody can see my comments in Web Sleuth either. Maybe they blocked you too. Maybe they're getting stricter. Okay. No, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. If you want to know what it was, I guess you could try and reach out to them and see if they will give you an explanation. But yeah, that's all I can say. You can ask and see what they'll tell you. But Julie Miller said YouTube can be ruthless when sometimes when they decide whatever it is. That is true. They can be. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Danny says, I'm meeting my daughter's boyfriend tomorrow night. Bring the dog. Bring the dog, Danny. Bring the giant dog. Show him your giant killer assassin dog. He'll never do her wrong. That's a weird fight to have with your partner. Yeah, that's right. I ain't never going back. Danny Mitchell says, yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You're very kind. All right, we're talking too much. We got to go back to true crime. All right, so we did that. Isla Bell update. That's your update. During court in July, then in September. At least we're getting some movement. I think the original plan was to have that committal mention in Feb or slightly after. And then it was supposed to be something like by July, they were supposed to have that 4-day hearing. So that obviously got delayed. Now we're going to have the 1-day one in July and the 4-day one in September. Like I said, I will go to the ones I'm allowed to go to because you guys, we gotta represent it. We got to make sure that Isla's story is told. That's what we got to do. Danny says, I make it clear from the jump. That's right. With the giant dog, right? Just be like, hey, you hurt my daughter and I need some more pet food. That's how it works. Let's see. Sorry. All right. Let's move on. I think I had a second Australian case that I wanted to show to you. It was a bit of an Australian night tonight. Let me just find it. There was another one. Apparently, my links don't work. Hold on. Hold on, guys. For some reason, our other story disappeared. It wasn't that one. No, that's Isla. That's not that one. It's not that one. Aha. Now I know what it is. I gotcha. Okay. It's that woman. Is that what we're doing tonight? Apparently, all the stories we're doing is about women are being killed. Apparently tonight. I told you I'm going to change the name of my channel to like how women are murdered. I promise you, that's what we're going to do. Do you remember this story? I think it was either earlier this year or late last year or something like that. It's probably got the date in it. They're saying a scorned man is under arrest in Brazil following the murder of his former girlfriend who refused to resume their relationship despite a public plea at a live concert. Oh my god, this might be a different one. Is his name Adelition dos Santos? I'm probably not saying that right. Attended a musician's show as part of the Santo Antonio Festival in Santo Antonio. And they're saying it was on Wednesday, asked to make a marriage proposal to the victim, Vittoria de Lima. She was 32. Apparently they obliged and stopped the show. Oh, they have the footage. She rejected him at the concert. Oh my god, we have to see this. I'm going to pause this. Apparently this is the surveillance footage. And that's brutal. There he is. Because there's a murder weapon too. Because she rejected his marriage proposal. There he is on stage trying to propose to her. It's insane. This is like the second one I've heard of recently where a marriage proposal rejection has ended in a murder. There was one last year or earlier this year where a guy had publicly proposed to a girl he was dating or something like that, and she rejected him and he killed her. Now this one too, apparently according to the family, they'd only been dating for 2 months. Who does a marriage proposal in 2 months? Like that's not enough time. I mean, I'm not judging anyone's love life, but that's still in like the dating territory. I think most women, if you tried to give them a ring at 2 months, they'd walk away from you. They'd be like, this guy's mental. What is he doing? It's like love bombing, right? Because that's far too quick. I mean, some people got married after a week, but I question their motivations. But that's insane. How would they know? How would they know though? How would they know what you were blocked for? I'm not giving you the reason. If you want to reach out to them, you can reach out to their email and see if they give you a reply. They may not, but I'm not giving out the reason. Or I told you what I would do. I said I would reach out and ask if there was a possibility that it was a mistake. I did do that, and they said it's not. So that's all the information I'm going to give you on it. So if you want to reach out to them and see if they'll give you a reason, sure. It's a free country. But I would say you may not get that email reply. Yeah. So yeah, I don't understand these men trying to control women. So you have to be some kind of like idiot, really. Like, you have to be so controlling of women. Like, I can't think of anything worse, even as a man, than to have if I was dating someone like a girl for a couple of months and she dragged me up on stage at a festival and proposed to me, even though I'm a guy, that doesn't happen that much, but sure, it does happen sometimes. I would be petrified. I'd be like, "What the hell?" Like, public proposals are really dangerous, really dangerous. You have to know that, 1, it's something that she wants, something that she's okay with and comfortable with, something that maybe she's talked about, like she wants this big public, spectacle. If no is your answer to any of those 3, propositions, then you should never do that because the chance of you actually getting a successful yes out of it is probably, like, 0%. 0. Like, it's a bad idea, and it's often used as a way of control. So these men will often, and women, I've seen women do it too, um, men will do this to try and trap someone into a relationship with this kind of, it seems like a grand romantic gesture, but it's not. It's actually a way of control, because if you trap them into that marriage, like being engaged, you're then sort of in that process of moving towards a wedding, right? Sure, you can always call it off, but it's sort of you're using the crowd public pressure against whoever it is that you're proposing to, because there's so much pressure. Like, imagine in front of a concert full of thousands of people. Of course they want the yes as the answer so they can all cheer and celebrate or whatever. And you're then putting that person in a very difficult position, because if it's a no, they then have the other reaction from the crowd as well. It's just it's probably a form of abuse. It really is, because you're leveraging a wider audience to basically commit your control of that person. It's awful. I unless you know that your partner wants that, it's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea. Just do something nice for the both of you. Find something that will mean a lot for the both of you, and even just do it with the 2 of you, and that will be much more sentimental than trying to do it in front of 20, 20,000 people at a concert. Like, that's not romantic. I don't care what you say, unless your wife's really into, like, Hallmark movies where this happens every second movie. Um, it doesn't mean anything. What is it gonna mean? "Oh, we got engaged at the Bryan Adams concert." Like, I mean, unless you're really big fans and this was all pre-planned or something, it's just not a great idea. I've seen too many of these go really, really wrong. There was a guy in New York a while ago who proposed to his girlfriend, and she went absolutely bananas at him. She's like, "Adam, this is not what we talked about. I told you I didn't want a public proposal," and all, and she went like just off her head at him, and she's like, "No," and she slapped the ring out of his hand, and like, you have to know for a certainty that it's fine to do that. It's not something you go, "Yes, I would like to embarrass my partner on a stage. That'd be great. She loved me for it." So, okay, see you, Penguin. Kathy said, "I met my husband. We were married 8 months later. I've been married 44 years." I don't think well, I'm sure some people do, but not after 2 months. I think that's probably not the spectrum anymore. Woodland Creature said, my sister's fiance did that exact thing, arranged to have a concert stop for the proposal, but he knew she would say yes. They had the ring picked out. Yeah, that's different. When you have like like they both want it, it's, you're going to get, so with proposals and that, if you're going to get that answer. You also know what your partner wants. So if they've expressed to you ever about being like, "I hate public, you know, declarations of love," or whatever, you know that about them, or at least you should. And if you can't answer that question on your own without asking them that question, then you should just stop right there because you're going to have a bad night, very bad night. You do have a comment? Yeah. God, and that poor lady. See that knife too? Brutal. That, like, what is that? It doesn't even look like a knife. It just looks like a triangular piece of metal. It still has the blood on it too. Brutal. It doesn't, like, what would you use that knife for other than killing someone? It looks like a shiv made in a prison. What's with the tape around it? Why has it got chips in it? I hope that's not from hitting bones in her body. So normally when you see these knives and they have chips in it after someone has been killed, it's because it's hit a bone in the body. And knives, when you stab someone like this and you hit them, often in the chest or in the rib cage or arms, when you hit that knife, it'll chip inside of the body, and you'll end up with these knives that have these jagged edges on the blade edge from hitting bones in people's bodies. So I hope that's not what that's from, because that means she had a very horrible death, unfortunately. Well, any kind of stabbing is horrible, but SP Mama says even a bestie whose husband took her to a Disney movie put the ring in the box of popcorn. I've seen this movie somewhere, and it didn't involve a proposal. It involved something very different to that. And they say she thought it was a mouse, ruined her movie, and she said yes. That's funny as hell. I like that. Profile said, my husband and I eloped to avoid the big ethnic wedding, but he is that introverted. He would say he would deliberately. Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad you guys got married, though. Kathleen says, I caught on that a boyfriend was asking the waiters to come sing happy birthday to me, and I said, cancel that right now. Oh, that's a fun conversation. He's shy. Oh. Hey, we shouldn't make fun of shy men. Men can be shy if they want to. Video Real said, it teaches working with the public called public assistance classes. Oh. Let's see. SP Mama says, yes, knowing the other person is key. So any woman who has a proposal like that, yes, pretend and then run and hide. Well, yeah. I mean, you could. I think that's what that other girl did, that one last year. I think she reluctantly accepted due to the societal pressure or like the public pressure. And when she got out of it, then she told him like, no, this is not happening. And then he killed her. So let me find that one from last year. Hold. All right, I found it. It was this one. It's Jose Milo. This one. This is the one that happened earlier this year, and that Facebook video went around at the time. I don't know if it's still there anymore. Hold on, I'll check. But, oh, it is here? Yeah, here it is. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I had to pause the audio because of the music. There you go. She doesn't seem like that enthusiastic, right? Bro, you can't wear like a collared shirt to propose to your wife, really? I mean, I'm the man who wears hoodies every day, and I'd probably still at least wear a collared shirt to do to do that. I mean, I wear a hoodie every single day. She does it, yeah. Her body language is. I know she said yes or whatever, but she didn't seem that enthusiastic. Like, see, she actually backs away. I don't know if she's faking this. I can't remember if that's what happened here, but you see when he actually pulls out the ring, she backs up. And that doesn't tell me that her body language is positive towards what she's seeing. It tells me like she actually wanted to get out of there. Yeah, awful. He ended up killing her too. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Oh my god. That sounds like something. Oh, video reel. Sorry, what's wrong, buddy? Oh, teachers working with the public. Wait, where's the other bit of it? Oh, if you're an EMT, they have extra classes, extra curriculum. Okay, I get you. For Joe. Okay, I get you. Danielle says she ain't into you, bro. It doesn't seem like a positive reaction. No, it really doesn't. Like the fact she still got her phone out and her oh my god, it just doesn't look real. Yeah, that look right there. Where is it? This facial expression right here. This is a woman who is not happy. That's not a woman who's like, "Oh my god, my boyfriend finally proposed to me. This is the best day of my life." That's a woman who's like, "Oh crap, what the hell's going on? How do I get out of here?" Like she's trying to mentally break that down and think like, "What are my options here?" Like she does not look happy. Yeah, it's that look right there. This sort of like nose pinching sort of look on her face. That right there. That's a woman who is evaluating her options of how to get out of this. She did not seem, wanting that to happen. Like a woman who wants this to happen is all like, "Oh my god, put the thing on my finger. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's take all the videos." She's like, "I'm gonna need 2 glasses of rosé and an exit. That's what I'm gonna need." Um, Chipmunk said that's like buying her a treadmill and a vacuum for her birthday. Unless that's what she wanted you are missing her love language. That's right. That's right. It's not about the man. Well, it is, but you have to have a pretty good understanding of who your partner is before you do something like this. And you have to, like, I feel like when you go to do this, you know everything. You know what they want, you know what they would like, you know what type of ring. And if you can say yes to all those questions and without a doubt, like no, you have no doubts, none. Like you wouldn't have to ask a single other question. That's how you know. If it's oh, I have to ask her, I have to find out more information. No, no, that's a bad idea. Um, It's so not funny she ended up dead. I know, but I get why you think why it's a little funny. It's just her body language. Like it's interesting. Like she's putting on this sort of I'm really excited. This is that too. Her facial expression here tells you that she is really just unsure of what the hell's going on and very unhappy. Like this is not a woman who's excited. Like that's not even a good kiss. That's a bad kiss. Is that the kiss you give when you get a ring? I don't think so. You get one of those really good ones that you're like, "Hey, where's the hotel room?" Not like a peck on the lips. Like, what the hell? Just bought her like a 3,000, 5,000, $20,000 ring. That's not a woman who's real excited to have that ring. It's very, very sad. And then he went and killed her afterwards. I wish there was another video of this. So another guy who tried to use control.
Care was requested in regards to a multiple
Multiple shootings. Okay. GoFundMe. All right, let me look it up. There was another video for this. Jose Miller. Yeah, let me take you out to just News 12 for like a minute. They have some more information on it. News 12 out of New Jersey.
Another big story around the state now. An Elizabeth man charged with killing his fiancée just hours after their engagement. News 12 New Jersey's Naomi Yane and Elizabeth with new information tonight.
A makeshift memorial sits outside the home where police say the stabbing happened. Tonight, the investigation into this senseless crime continues. This was a video posted to VDJ Mello's Facebook page on December 29th. It shows 52-year-old Jose Mello proposing to 31-year-old Niket Jadix Trinidad Maldonado. According to the Union County Prosecutor's Office, Mello is accused of stabbing Trinidad Maldonado to death. Officials say at approximately 9:12 a.m. on Monday, December 30th, Elizabeth police officers responded to 63 Florida Street with reports of a stabbing. When they got there, they found the 31-year-old mother of two dead at the scene. Tonight, police were back at the home on Florida Street as the investigation continues. Down the street at La Union Restaurant and Lounge, the owner told us it's normally quiet on this block and police constantly patrol.
I see the street was closed, and I see the police couple up there, and I didn't know what really happened. To me, the neighbor is so quiet, so it's not dangerous, but things happen.
I'm very, very confused about what the guy said. Things happen. Yes, people kill their wives every day. Well, they do, but I don't think this is like a things happen situation. Joe Neal says, Joe, I think unless you have a psycho detector, like you are some sort of psycho ghostbuster, where you have like a proton pack and you walk around detecting psychos in your city, I think it's very, very difficult for, some of these people who kill other people are very, very good at masking who they are, and you don't find out who they are until it's too late. It's happened in hundreds of cases. Not always, but it does happen. He's not first language English, in my opinion. Could be. Yeah, I don't think it was very long. I've noticed that a lot of these cases where some of these women are killed with these marriage proposals, it's a very short relationship, 1 to 5 months, not very long. Almost like the woman had seen signs beforehand, and then the marriage proposal happened, and they're like, "Oh my god, I don't want to be trapped with this guy," and they trying to find a way out. Yeah, poor girl. Right, her children will grow up with no one. Yeah. Good night, SP Mama. Good night. He was old too. Are you calling people old? Are you oldenism? Are you calling people? Are you ageism or whatever? Are you aging people? Are you pocket watching age people? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, good night. I think we're gonna get out of here in a minute. It's been fun. By the way, thanks Danny for gifting the membership. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're gonna get out of here. Video Reel said last week Ping saw a guy in the grocery. What? I saw who in the grocery? I see people all the time. Sure, I could do that. I don't know what I'm referring to. I often go to the grocery store. I don't know how it would help someone. Maybe find the cucumbers. I could do that. Upside Down says, yes, at his age he wasn't playing. And why is she a party girl? Because they went out? I don't know. It's a weird name to call girls Do you go out on Saturday nights? Do you often drink alcohol? Do you wear brightly colored dresses? You might be a party girl. That's true, Video Reel. We do. You hate people at this point. I think true crime can make you very jaded of humanity. That's why we try to do sometimes good stories where people are found or brought home, or cops go above and beyond to help someone. Like we sometimes do that because we have to. Otherwise, we'll all go crazy. So, all right, I'm gonna get you guys out of here for the night, and it was nice to see a lot of people for the midnight show. I wonder if you have all missed it, or are you all so trained now to watch it in the morning? Have I broken my own channel because no one remembers to come here at midnight anymore? that may be the truth. Maybe I've trained everyone over 2 months to check the videos in the morning because we've been coming on at like 6 a.m. in the morning or whatever. That's happened a lot of times. A lot of times. I will. Many blessings. Yep. I got to go to the hospital, so I got to go out there. I don't know if I'm going this evening. I think I'm going to have a night off instead of traveling around the bloody entire Melbourne. But I will go see her tomorrow for sure. Eve was framed. I will. Good show, Ping. You're going to watch the next day? All right. I love you all. You came over at 5 a.m.? Hey, retired RN. How are you, my friend? Yeah, it was nice to see everyone. Hey, Francesca. Good to see you. Yeah, it was nice to see everyone. It was nice. It's been nice to do a weekend show because we didn't really do one last week, I don't think. And with the trial, it's been like one show every now and then when I'm not doing trial coverage. So it was nice to do sort of what we originally. So the weird thing with YouTube, I can turn all of the comments off, but I can't seem to turn just one video off. And I don't know why. So when I turn the comments off, it just turns them off on all of them. And I can't just turn it off on one video and not the other. So I didn't want to mess it up because the trial's so serious. But as soon as the trial's done, I'll just turn that option off and they'll all be back on. So I'm going to wait for the onslaught of people who hate my coverage. That will probably happen. So I'm prepared for it. Let's see. You'd love to send me a praying chipmunk pic? Wait, don't you have my email? Don't you email me already? Yeah, so we can't. Yeah, love to Mrs. Ping. So she's getting better slowly every day. She does like new things. Like today, she was able to. What did she do today? She was able to brush her teeth on her own. So that's good news. The nurses let her get up, and she was sitting in a chair today. I like that. That's good news. And now she's talking about buying her chocolate. She's like, "Can you buy me strawberry Aero, Cadbury blocks, Easter eggs, marshmallow eggs, and some more Haribo?" This is what she asks every day. I told you guys it's something different. One day it's ice cream, the next day it's French fries, and now it's apparently strawberry Aero, Cadbury blocks, Easter eggs, marshmallows, and more Haribos. This is what she wants. Pregnant list? She's not pregnant, but it does sound like a pregnant list. She ain't pregnant. Not a chance. Not a chance in the state she's in. At least not right now. Maybe later. I'll tell you later if she is, but not right now. Yeah, she's not pregnant. I don't know. I think she's just hungry. I think because you got to understand, she hasn't had any solid food in like 2 weeks. She hasn't had any food in 2 weeks. She's been on clear fluids, or not even that. They've only been giving her the cup of ice chips. That's all she's had all day long, every day for 2 weeks. It's like torture. She's had to only have ice chips because they don't want her drinking too much water because she's been getting like edema and stuff like that from all the IV and stuff like that. She was saying something like, with all the IV fluids and that, it was like 10 kilos of fluid that, like, from all the medication and stuff like that. She had like 10 kilo of fluid hanging around, so they had to get rid of it. So poor girl. Easter eggs. I don't know why she wants Easter eggs. Where would I even get that at this time of the year? I'm not sure. Maybe she still thinks it's Easter. I don't know. I think she thinks we have that there's some in a bag that she wasn't able to eat before she went to hospital. So I think she's asking for the ones that we bought and put away. Yeah, so I think she wants the ones that we put away before, because the thing is, there was things like she couldn't eat that are seasonal, and she's like, "Can I buy them and put them away, and then when I'm better, I'll eat them?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you want to." And so she's got like hot cross buns and Easter chocolate put away for when she can eat food again, which is funny. You have some? Francesca says Mrs. Ping has been through too much. This went not how we thought it was going to go. This has been insane. It's like, to get a phone call on Sunday morning last week and get told like, we're gonna rush her into surgery like in the next 3 hours. And I was like, what do you mean you're gonna rush her into surgery? She just had surgery. And they're like, yeah, something's not right. She's not getting any better. And it was like, come on. It was like, really? And then they told me what type of surgery it is, which I'm not going to detail. But the surgery they gave her was quite brutal. And the recovery is about a year. So the recovery until they can then have the third surgery to fix her is a year away, 1 year. So she's got a long road to recovery. If they had done the first surgery and it went well, she'd be out of hospital already and she should be okay. But because something went wrong in that first surgery and then it never quite healed itself, now in the second surgery, it's a 1 year recovery time. So she has to wait till this time next year. Then she can have a third surgery, and then she has to go through the whole thing all over again. So she's had this surgery twice. She then has to wait a year and now go through it for a third time in 12 months. So instead of what should have been one time has turned into 3. And, you know, each time you have these surgeries, there's risks. And she already had, the reason she went in there, she had scar tissue issues. So now they've cut her open twice. It could be a third time next year. There's another risk for scar tissue. So it's like a never freaking ending battle, I swear. It just feels like we just can't get on top of it. That's how it feels at the moment. I hope it just, I don't know. I don't know. I just, whatever happens, I hope it's a better quality of life for her. Whatever, you know, whatever it is, it just hope it was better than before she went to hospital. So before she went to hospital, she was really sick, very, very sick. Like she couldn't eat anymore. She couldn't barely drink any liquids anymore. So the fact that now she's hungry is a good thing, because it means that her system is waking up and she wants to eat food, which is what should have happened last week, but it never happened. So we're waiting all week, and the doctors are like, yeah, like a couple more days, she'll be all right. It'll turn back on and we'll get all this going. But it just never happened. Got to like Sunday and they're like, it doesn't normally take this long. They're like, there's something not quite right. And then they found out what the issue was, and it was a bad thing. Really super bad. Yeah, really bad. Like one of the worst things you could ever have happen. It was very, very serious. The fact that her surgeon rushed in on a Sunday, and he's like, he was off. He doesn't work on the weekends, and he traveled in to do the surgery. He's like, okay, we have to do it today, and he came in on his day off and did it. So very thankful to her surgeon. Very thankful. He's a good guy, cares about his patients. His team is amazing. They've treated us nothing but like royalty the entire time. Like they are amazing at this hospital. But yeah, traveled in on a long weekend. Last weekend was a long weekend. Traveled in on a Sunday on a long weekend to do a surgery that was not planned, and he had no plans to come into the hospital. And he's just like, yeah, it's got to happen. So he's like, he came in. So he's when she's out of the hospital and discharged, I will tell you what hospital it is. But while she's there and there's security issues and things like that, I will not tell you what hospital it is. But when it's all said and done and she's been discharged and is on her way and stuff like that, I will tell you and I'll publicly thank them. But right now I can't do that. But yeah, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. They've done such a great job. Well, sorta. I mean, the first surgery didn't go very well, but that wasn't. It's not what they did. It's just her body didn't react right to it. So, yeah. But yeah, it is nice. Look, I'm happy she's getting better. I'm happy today. Apparently, she was sitting in a chair and putting on lotion and moisturizer and brushing her teeth, and she can comb her own hair now, which is great. A week ago, we had to brush her hair for her, and now she can brush her hair and sit up, and so yeah. Yeah, so that's your update. So she's doing somewhat better. Hold on, guys. Why is this pinging me? What is going on? Oh, Sean, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, while we end, I would like to thank. So I made a video when we started the trial, right? I made a video and it lists all the people who helped with the cost of the trial. But we've had so many people that have helped throughout the trial that I didn't want to air it and then offend those people. So I've got a video on the day that we get a verdict. At the end of that video, there's like a 2-minute video with a message from me and a bunch of like names and things like that that I've done, and all the people that have supported throughout the trial and throughout the hospitalization of Mrs. Ping too. All those people are in that video, and that'll be my big thank you to everyone that helped, because without the generosity of the people who helped fund that trial, there is no way I could have done 2 months of trial. We've still got 2 weeks to go. There is no way. It's far exceeded my budget that I would have been able to do on my own, and those people basically are the reason you get the content. So the content you've seen every night from Aaron Patterson are because of those people. They basically sent me to the trial to make sure that that content got done. So I appreciate it. It's very kind of everyone. And yeah, so there'll be a video on the verdict day. So yeah, has all, because I thought, well, that way we can just put everyone in it that's helped throughout the trial instead of sort of like continually trying to update it throughout the trial. And I just don't have the time. So I thought it's better if we just do it at the end and then encapsulate everyone who helped. That way no one feels left out. And I thought that was a good way of doing it. So it's got a little message from me and some names and videos and stuff like that. So some footage I filmed at court that you guys haven't seen yet. So you guys will see that. So yeah, there you go. Hey, have a good night out there. I really appreciate everyone. All the new subscribers. We've had heaps of new people on the channel. Heaps. I wish I knew all of their names, but YouTube doesn't give me your name when you subscribe, which I guess that would be kind of creepy. But I do appreciate it. All the people that have, that is one way, if you're not able to do the donations or super chats, whatever, that's fine. I understand that. But if you're one of these people that can hit that subscribe button or the like button, that helps out a lot too. And that really that's given us a bit more cachet, helping to open up other doors and things like that. So you'll see more interviews and different trials and media and stuff. So if you want to see more of that type of stuff on this channel instead of maybe this type of thing, hey, hit that subscribe button and the like button. That's what gets it done. For some reason, everyone seems to be very superficial, and it's all about that stupid number. So it's got to get it go higher. So, all right. I will see you tomorrow. Hey, you for. I don't know how to say your name. U4EA. I'm sure it's like something, something forever or something, but I don't know how to. U4EA. It's something forever, right? I just don't know what it is. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, good to see you from Web Sleuths. I see you over there all the time. All right, let's get out of here. I love you all. Ah, that makes sense. It's something like that because there was a brand in Australia that had something so similar to this. It was something to do with a different product. Euphoria. Okay, that makes sense. Good work, Ping. What? You're gonna go play the accordion? Okay, have fun with that. Is that a euphemism? Is that like some sort of euphemism for lady parts? You're like, oh, I'm gonna go play the accordion, and everyone's like, really? And you're like, no, it's a euphemism. All right, there you go. There's your dirty joke for the night. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you all. I'll see you then. Bye.